When the blessing arrives, move in silence, the wisdom of the chosen one. There's a moment in every destined life that doesn't look like victory at first. It doesn't come with applause. Surely, it doesn't come with celebration. It doesn't even feel like the answer you prayed for. Instead, it arrives quietly, and if you're not spiritually aware, you might miss it. Actually, because the greatest blessings don't always make noise, they test your ability to stay silent. Right now, you may be in a season where things are shifting. Doors are opening, opportunities are appearing. Surely, favor is touching your life in unexpected ways. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. Not every blessing is meant to be announced. Truly, not every victory is meant to be shared, and not every elevation is meant to be seen immediately. Because when you are chosen, your life doesn't move like everyone else's. You are being handled differently. Surely, there's a divine strategy over your life that requires wisdom, not just faith. You prayed for increase. You prayed for elevation. You prayed for breakthrough. Actually, but what happens when it finally comes? Will you protect it, or will you expose it? Because exposure is where many lose what they prayed for. There are people who talk too soon. Truly, they announce things before they are established. They celebrate things before they are secured. They reveal things before they are protected. And what happens? Actually, the same blessing that was meant to lift them becomes the very thing that attracts resistance, jealousy, distraction, and spiritual attack. That's why silence is not weakness. Actually, silence is wisdom. Silence is protection. Silence is power. When money comes into your life, real increase, not temporary gain, you don't need to broadcast it. Actually, because not everyone around you is assigned to celebrate you. Actually, some are assigned to watch, some are assigned to test, and some are assigned to distract you from your purpose. The chosen ones understand something others don't. Not everything is for public consumption. Actually, there is a reason your journey has been so difficult. There is a reason you face delays, confusion, rejection, and battles that no one else seemed to understand. And battles that no one else seemed to understand. Surely, it wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Because what you are about to carry requires strength. It requires discipline. It requires discernment. And most importantly, it requires silence. Truly, because when you finally step into your blessing, you won't just be managing money, you'll be managing attention. You'll be managing expectations. You'll be managing expectations. You'll be managing spiritual warfare at a different level. Truly, and if you're not grounded, if you're not wise, if you're not quiet, you can lose in one season what took years to build. There are people who will smile at your success, but secretly study your downfall. Surely, there are people who will congratulate you publicly, but question you privately. There are people who will support you, as long as you stay at a level they're comfortable with. Surely, but the moment you rise beyond that level, their energy changes. That's why your silence is your shield. You don't need to explain your moves. Surely, you don't need to justify your growth. You don't need to prove your blessing. Because what is truly from God does not require validation from people. This is where many get it wrong. Actually, they think elevation means visibility. But for the chosen, elevation often begins in invisibility. It happens behind closed doors. It happens in private decisions. Actually, it happens in quiet discipline. It happens when no one is watching, because the real test isn't whether you can receive a blessing. It's whether you can handle it without losing yourself. Actually, when money comes, it reveals you. It exposes your habits. It exposes your mindset. It exposes your circle. And it exposes your discipline. If you were impulsive before, you'll become reckless.
We'll become reckless.
Actually, if you were insecure before, you'll seek validation. If you lacked direction before, you'll waste opportunities. Actually, but if you've been prepared, if you've been refined, if you've been disciplined through your struggles, then money won't control you. Actually, you'll control it. This is the difference between those who rise temporarily and those who rise permanently. Temporary success is loud. It needs attention. It needs approval. It needs constant validation. Surely. But permanent success is quiet. It moves with intention. It grows with discipline. And it protects itself with wisdom. You are not just being blessed. You are being positioned. You are being positioned. Actually positioned to break cycles. Positioned to build something that lasts. Positioned to step into a level of purpose that requires maturity. And maturity understands this. You don't announce seeds. You don't announce seeds. You don't announce seeds, actually. You protect them until they grow. Because once something is rooted deeply enough, it doesn't matter who sees it. It can't be easily destroyed. Surely, there are people who will ask you questions when your life starts changing. How did you do it? What's your next move? What are you working on? Surely. And sometimes the most powerful answer is silence. Not because you're hiding, but because you're protecting. Because not everyone asking questions deserves access to your answers. Actually, discernment is the new level you're stepping into. You'll start seeing people differently. You'll start understanding conversations differently. You'll start recognizing energy before words are even spoken. Actually, and this is not to make you fearful, it's to make you aware, because awareness is protection. The chosen ones are not careless with their blessings. Surely, they don't move emotionally. They don't react impulsively. They don't reveal everything. They observe. They listen. They move strategically. Surely, because they understand something most people ignore. Every level comes with new battles. You prayed to rise. But rising means exposure. And exposure attracts both favor and opposition. Surely, that's why your wisdom must match your blessing. There will be moments where you feel the urge to share everything, to celebrate publicly, to show people how far you've come. To show people how far you've come, truly, and there's nothing wrong with gratitude. But there is something dangerous about overexposure, because the more you reveal, the more access people feel they have to your life, truly, and access, when given to the wrong people, becomes interference. Surely, you didn't come this far to be distracted now. You didn't go through everything you went through to lose focus at the moment of breakthrough. Surely, this is not the time to relax your discipline. This is the time to sharpen it. When money comes, stay grounded, stay grounded, stay focused. And most importantly, stay quiet. 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 And most importantly, money comes to stay forte. And most importantly, stay quiet. And most importantly, stay forte. And most importantly, stay forte was exhaustion. And most importantly, schaden, Toraum. Actually, not silent in fear, but silent in wisdom. Because the real power is not in receiving the blessing. The real power is in sustaining it, building it, multiplying it, and using it with purpose. You are not, surely, like everyone else. Your path is different. Your calling is different. Your journey is different, surely. And because of that, your strategy must be different. There are things God will do in your life that won't make sense to others. Surely, there are moves you'll make that people won't understand. There are decisions you'll take that won't be popular, but you're not called to be understood. You're called to be obedient. Surely, and obedience sometimes looks like silence. It looks like moving without announcement. It looks like growing without validation. It looks like winning without attention. Actually, this is your season of alignment, where everything begins to make sense, where everything begins to connect, where everything begins to shift in your favor. Actually, but alignment requires focus, and focus requires discipline, and discipline requires silence. You are stepping into something bigger than you imagined. You are stepping into something bigger than you imagined. Surely something that will require you to think differently, to move differently, to see differently, and to live differently. So when the blessing comes, don't rush to show it. Truly, don't rush to explain it. Don't rush to share it. Let it grow. Let it settle. Let it establish itself in your life. Because what is built in silence lasts longer, stands stronger, and rises higher. Truly, you've been tested long enough. You've been prepared long enough. You've been refined through fire, pressure, and delay. Now the shift is happening. Now the doors are opening. Now the favor is flowing. Actually, but remember this, the same discipline that got you here is the discipline that will keep you here. So stay wise, stay focused, stay grounded, and when the blessing arrives, move in silence. Move in silence. Actually, when the shift happens, not everyone will recognize you. There is a moment that is coming into your life, and it will not announce itself. No. Actually, warning. No signal, no dramatic entrance. Just a quiet shift, and everything will begin to change. But here's the part that makes it dangerous. It won't feel like a breakthrough at first. Actually, it will feel like responsibility. It will feel like pressure. Actually, it will feel like something you weren't fully prepared for. And that's where many people lose it, because they were expecting excitement, not elevation. Truly, you have to understand something about your journey. Nothing you've been through was random. Every delay was intentional. Every rejection was necessary. Actually, every closed door was protection. Because what's coming into your life now cannot be handled by the version of you from before. That version of you would have talked too much, trusted too fast, actually moved too emotionally. But now you've changed. You've been stretched in ways no one saw. You've learned lessons you never wanted to learn. You've endured seasons that almost broke you. And somehow, actually, you're still here. That's not luck. That's alignment. And when alignment happens, things don't just improve, they accelerate. Opportunities will begin to find you. Surely, people will begin to notice you. Doors that once resisted you will suddenly open, and it will feel almost unreal. But this is where your discipline will be tested the most. Actually, not in the struggle, but in the success, because struggle teaches you survival, but success reveals your character. There will be moments where you'll want to tell someone, but success reveals your character. There will be moments where you'll want to tell someone. There will be moments where you want to tell someone. There will be pause. Come on, actually, to share the news, to explain what's happening, to finally say, look, it's working. But something inside you will whisper, not yet. Actually, and that voice, that quiet, almost unexplainable hesitation, that's not fear. That's wisdom. You see, not everyone who was around you in your struggle is meant to be around you in your elevation. Actually, some people were seasonal, some. Actually, people were lessons. And some people were simply observers in a chapter they were never meant to continue, surely. But if you don't grow in discernment, you'll try to take everyone with you. And that's how many lose what they prayed for. Because elevation requires separation. Not out of pride, but out of protection. Actually, you're stepping into a level where your energy matters more, where your focus matters more, where your decisions carry weight. And at this level, distractions don't just slow you down, they cost you. Actually, there are conversations you won't be able to entertain anymore. There are environments you won't feel comfortable in anymore. Actually, there are people who will notice your distance, but won't understand your growth, and they may question you. They may misunderstand you. They may even try to make you feel guilty for evolving, actually. But you have to remember, you didn't come this far to stay the same. Growth is uncomfortable. Not just for you, but for the people who were used to the old version of you. Truly, and as your life begins to shift, something else will happen. You'll become more aware. You'll start seeing through things you once ignored. You'll notice intentions without words. Actually, you'll feel energy before actions. And this awareness will change how you move. You'll become more selective, more intentional, more quiet. Not because you've become distant, but because you've become distant, but because you've become